We thought it absolutely appropriate to come back again, because until such time as we see in our country recognition by the government that it has to do more than just rely on equipping the police force, but that it has to involve other strategies, we feel we have an obligation to our country to speak up, and to speak up loudly. This past weekend marked an historic moment in the life of our country for all the wrong reasons. It was the first time ever that we have recorded 100 murders in any single year. And there are 3 months more before we see the end of 2011. This is an intolerable state of affairs, and one that demands immediate and sustained attention from all of us, from the government right down to the ordinary citizen and resident. Action is what is needed, not indifference or protestations of helplessness. Urban Renewal 2.0 in particular must be reinstituted in full, along with the other innovative strategies announced in my crime plan, namely 50 Bahamians, safe havens, and violence breakers. At the same time, more aggressive and imaginative anti-crime measures must be implemented on the streets of the capital and in our communities and neighborhoods. In particular, hotspots for criminal activity need to receive more enhanced surveillance and a heavier, more visible police presence. Saturation patrols would likely deter criminal activity in these hotspots. Further, the strike force teams of the Royal Bahamas Police Force need to be more effectively equipped. Parallel with such measures, we also need to fix what is clearly a badly broken judicial system. Our bail laws need to be reformed urgently. Speedier trials need to become the order of the day. The witness protection program needs to be properly organized, funded, and monitored. Our sentencing policies need to be reformulated, and our punishments for murder need to be revisited so as to ensure that capital punishment can be effectively meted out in the, and I quote, worst of the worst, end quote, cases, so that life imprisonment really means life, not 10 or 12 or 20 years. Finally, let me be clear that although the government is expected to lead the way in the fight against crime, the fight is a challenge that confronts each and every responsible citizen and resident. We are all in this together. And so today, I make a very special appeal to all of us to play his or her part to help rid our nation of this dreadful scourge. I especially appeal to our religious leaders to step beyond the 4 walls of their churches and lead their members in reclaiming peace and social tranquility for our communities and homes. I also sound a special appeal to parents and family members to intervene in the lives of family members who are known to be actively involved in crime or prone to criminal activity and violent behavior. I am also calling on business and civic leaders to roll up their shirt sleeves and commit greater time and resources to assist in the fight against crime. We need to take our country back from the forces of destruction and violence that abound in this land. To do that, we must all work together. We must not let this problem beat us or defeat us. There is too much at stake. Our country's future is at stake. It's as serious and as fundamental as that.
No sense fixing an economy with crime being as it is. You fix your economy, and you have not fixed crime, the economy will not take off as you would think. It is all because tragedy has become part of everyday life in the Bahamas. This week has brought fresh violence. Once again, families and communities respond with horror and grief. We are a small nation. Each loss is felt deeply. The Progressive Liberal Party vigorously rejects the current government's dismissal of the problem as simply criminals killing other criminals. This is clearly not the case. Many innocent lives have been lost this year, and no Bahamian wishes to live in a lawless land where revenge killings become routine, with the next generation of Bahamians exposed to violence nearly every day. The PLP is therefore proposing the introduction of violence breakers. Every community afflicted with violence knows that there are some people who have escaped drugs and guns, who have made something of themselves. We intend to recruit Bahamians with special street credibility, with deep roots in their community, and offer them intense training in conflict mediation. Working with clergy, let us create safe havens so that all Bahamians can escape violence when it's knocking down their door. And there's nothing more powerful than a good role model. Our 50 Bahamians proposal envisions making and asking 50 successful Bahamians with humble beginnings to mentor at-risk youth. As our leader said recently, we don't have lives to throw away.
As you all know, the Swift Justice Initiative was introduced in April of 2006 with measurable success, and today the PLP calls on the government to reintroduce this important program. This initiative strengthens the relationship and communication links between the Office of the Attorney General, the Royal Bahamas Police Force, Her Majesty's Prison, the Department of Social Services, and all other relevant government agencies to bring about swift detection and prosecution so that justice can be dispensed swiftly. Under the Swift Justice Initiative, the voluntary bill of indictment procedure in serious criminal matters was implemented. The record shows that the courts have expressed their approval of this initiative. We refer to the Chantal Curry decision when Justice John Isaacs had this to say, and I quote, "I am heartened that 9 years after the passage of the voluntary bill of indictment procedure, enabling the Attorney General to bypass the preliminary inquiry process and the time wasting that involves, a push is being made to utilize the voluntary bill process in such serious cases as murder, armed robbery, rape, and kidnapping, thereby shortening the time it takes for such matters to come to trial," end quote.